Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, let's just get right into it today. Let's just get into the Amberlynn Reid of it all. I felt compelled to make this video. I did. I felt compelled to make this video. It has been a while since I have made an Amberlynn Reid video. But you know, I have been on YouTube now for about 9.5 years, and Amber has been a constant for me. Kind of like the runs. No, she's been a constant for me since I have been on YouTube. I mean, I don't watch her at all anymore. I might check in every once in a while when I see some commentary channel put up something kind of funny and be like, is this for real? Did she really say this, or did she really do that? I might check in with her every once in a while. But Amberlynn Reid, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, so fed into the trolling and started to become just this ultimate troll on YouTube that I just couldn't anymore with it. But I felt compelled to make this video because, like I said, she's been a constant of, like, my time on YouTube since I started. I think, actually, like, my first 3 months on YouTube, she was one of the very first people that I covered over here. And I can remember, I still, to this day, there is, like, not a week or two that goes by where somebody does not direct message me something about day old stew, because she was in her apartment at the time cooking something up on the stove, and I said, you just know that apartment smells like day old stew. And to this day, people still direct message me about that, even though, like, that was like 9 years ago that I made that video. You know, like, I have, like, this, I don't know, this weird history with Amberlynn. You know, like, I was not anybody like the first. When I started covering her, there were a lot of commentary channels that were covering her already. I did not realize until yesterday when I got online and I searched Amberlynn Reid in the YouTube search bar. I did not realize how many commentary channels there are about Amberlynn Reid. And they all get like 20 to 200,000 views a reaction video. I was like, you really missed the boat. You should have kept up with the Amberlynn Reid content 9 years ago. You should have kept up with the Amberlynn Reid content. Listen, I give it to you, commentary channels. I don't know how you do it. I do not know how you watch 3-hour live streams of Amberlynn, just like looking at questions and, oh, tulip flower. Yeah, this shirt's from Torrid. Like, I don't know how you do that for 3 hours. I would lose my mind. It's enough for me to watch Sister Wives for 45 minutes and take notes for my TV reaction channel, which that video will be up today over my TV channel, linked in the description box below. But it's enough for me to watch 45 minutes of Sister Wives, let alone 3 hours of a live stream of Amberlynn. I don't know how you guys do it. I honest to God, I have no clue. And the thing about it is, and I've said this for years with Amberlynn, that, like, if I were to make I am making a video today, because she's leaving YouTube. And I'm like, okay, she's been a part of my, like, entire career on YouTube, even though I don't cover her very regularly. Like, I, like, kept up with her a little bit here and there. I mean, she was somebody I covered very early on. I'm like, she left YouTube. Like, I feel like I have to make this video, you know? And I don't know, it just feels bizarre. It'd be like if Trisha Paytas left YouTube, or Jeffree Star did leave YouTube, but I did make that video, you know? But, like, it was, I don't know, all the people that I've covered through the years. So anyway, you know, like, it's weird when I look back, because I can remember first covering her and just being like, who is this gal, Amberlynn Reid, right? And I don't know, like, somebody must have sent it to me and been like, you should cover Amberlynn Reid, and so I looked into her. And I remember when I first started watching her, and I think this is one of the reasons where, like, Amber has, like, I think the reason why she's in the position she's in today is because she really gave into the trolling and what she considers the hate. And I could kind of see the shift in it, and that was when I stopped watching her. Because when I started watching Amber back in the day, and I think this is really what was attractive to people about watching Amberlynn Reid, and honestly, I can tell you this, like, I have talked to so many. I was actually going to get on here today and name them, but I was like, name them. I was like, no, we'll just let it be their secret if they want to come out and talk about it. But back in the day when I talked to quite a few, like, big YouTubers, like, so many of them across the board, like, I would ask them, like, what's your, like, secret luxury YouTuber that you watch? And they'd all say Amberlynn. It was the most bizarre. I'd be like, seriously? Like, I didn't even think, I wouldn't even think you would know who she is. And they're like, oh yeah, me and all my friends watch every video that she puts out. We talk about it. I'm like, seriously? Amberlynn Reid? And they're like, yeah, we all watch her. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But when I first started watching her, when I caught up, and she had already been around. I didn't realize until I watched her live stream last night, where she announces that she's leaving YouTube. I did not realize that she had been on YouTube for 13 years. I thought she and I came around about the same time. So she had been on for several years before me. When I caught her, it was, I believe, the Destiny era. And I can remember, like, her doing a lot of these, like, she would do candy hauls. She would do Walmart hauls. I remember her buying Destiny's Christmas, like, in October because she just loved Christmas so much. And then she's like, she had her unwrap all these presents. And then she was like, I'm going to have to do the Christmas again, like, in a month because I can't have her not have anything on Christmas. People are in the comment sections like, don't you have any savings after 10? She's wasted her money on all this bullshit that she's bought for 10 years. But we'll get to that in just a second because I don't, like, to me, this is what I do for a job too. And so when I hear people be like, I'm leaving YouTube and I don't have any savings or any money, I'm like, to me, it's a little baffling. Sometimes I don't understand that. But I don't know. I had people when I first got on that were like, save a certain amount of money for taxes, save a certain money for savings, do this, do that, you know, and I'm really grateful that I listened to them. So anyway, when I first started watching her, it was kind of, to me, I would say, kind of the tail end of the innocent years of Amberlynn Reid. And I can remember, like, when her and Destiny got a job in a factory, did it even last a day or two? I think she said, like, something about, like, the chairs at work were too uncomfortable, so she couldn't continue to work there or something like that. I don't know. But I remember her and Destiny, do you guys remember the apartment that they had where it was like the kitchen, like the galley kitchen, and then it was like the island that like overlooked into the living room, and then they had a little table to the left, and she would stand in front of the island, and she would like do little like hauls and stuff like that. Okay, it was that era. And I remember, I don't know why this is one of my favorite memories of Amberlynn, but I remember she was like, her and Destiny were packing their lunch boxes for their first day of work in the factory. Okay. So part of it for me is that I have a lot of friends of mine that live in like small town Indiana. I'm from Indiana. I think at the time she was living in Kentucky. So for me, it was like relatable. I have a lot of friends of mine that work in factories and tubing warehouses and things like that. So to me, it was like there was something relatable about it. I think that's really what, in all honesty, the early draw of Amberlynn was I think it wasn't about the weight. If you go back and you look at her videos from the very beginning, it really wasn't about her weight. I think like today, her biggest fans and her biggest defenders would say, Amber and my love for Amber really has nothing to do with her weight. I think it's when she made this shift of it being all about her weight that she really lost a lot of people. Because I can remember at that time, like when I made a very critical video about Amberlynn Reid, I got a lot of negativity on it. I got a lot of people that were like, you know, like you shouldn't be talking about Amber this way, blah, blah, blah. Her videos at that time, I would say were like 30% negativity, and she wasn't deleting comments. 30% negativity and 70% positivity. A lot of people really loved Amber back in the day. And so, you know, I can remember watching her and Destiny like pack this lunchbox and Amber being like, you can't take a soda to work. They won't let you have it on the floor, and her and Destiny going back and forth. It was kind of innocent. It wasn't a lot about like the weight stuff. And I remember even like her doing this torrid haul. This is where it kind of like picked up traction. And she put on this dress and she was like, oh, this is a cute shirt. And people in the comment sections were just like, Amber, that is not a shirt. That is a dress. And it's just like, it doesn't fit you. Well, then she started you know, doing all this kind of stuff. Then I made some videos where I compared Amberlynn to Amy Slayton. And she could not stand it. She hated it. She would be like, why are you comparing me to Amy Slayton? Amy Slayton is so much bigger than me. Girl, is she? Today. I mean, she would say like Amy Slayton is so much bigger than me. I can't believe that you're comparing me to her, blah, 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 whatever. I did a video where I put Amy and Amber's face like side by side on a thumbnail. My thumbnails suck. I am fully aware that my thumbnails suck. But it was like Amy versus Amberlynn or something like that. And she flipped out. She was so pissed that I made this thumbnail and compared her and Amy Slayton together. And that was at the time before 1,000-Pound Sisters. Amy Slayton was like doing, you know, like deep fried Twinkie reviews and stuff like that. And so anyway, and then I did a live stream with Amberlynn. I like asked her to do like live streams for a long time. She never wanted to do it. Finally, she did one with me. She didn't really do a whole lot in there. And then it was after that, and then the commentary channels started picking up. A lot of commentary channels started coming out around Amberlynn Reid. I remember Karina Kaboom at that time, she and I were both doing beauty influencer drama, and she completely switched over and started doing a lot. She was smart. I always said back in the day, Karina Kaboom was smart. I said, she just post her shit and keep on moving, post her shit and keep on moving. I said that was smart. She was smart. She was smart to switch over to the Amberlynn Reid stuff. You know, and then she just slowly switched over time, and I'm kind of hoping that's what happens with my sister will Wives stuff. No, truly, don't call me Truly Brown. I'd love to become, well, I feel like if I keep on putting this out there, then it'll eventually happen. That I am the #1 Sister Wives commentary channel on YouTube. It's such a stretch because I am like, I'm probably the least known for that, but maybe one of these days it'll happen. But anyway, all these commentary channels started coming out. And to be honest with you, I kind of felt bad for Amberlynn at that time. I don't know why. I just felt like it was like they were like every little thing, they were picking her apart and stuff like that. And I remember I reached out to her because I was going to do like an update video on her. And this is when I was kind of like, watch a video, miss like 6 of hers. Watch a video, miss like 6 of hers. And what I found out at that time from the other commentary channels, I remember Zachary Michael like left me a comment on my video that I did about Amberlynn Reid. He was like, you obviously know nothing about Amber. Zach's a good friend of mine today. So it's kind of funny in retrospect, but I didn't know anything about it because this is the thing. That if you're part of like the whole girl world thing, you have to keep up with what's going on. Like, you have to watch every live stream she does, every video. Well, she hasn't posted videos in months, but every video she posts, you have to keep up with all that stuff. And in all honesty, I just didn't have it in me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this update video on Amber. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, Amber, do you care if I do this update video on you? And she was like, whether you do it or don't, it doesn't really matter because the haters are going to hate me. And I feel like I responded. I don't know if I did. I could probably go back and look, but I feel like I responded to her and said something about, well, girl, it's kind of like based on a lot of what you're putting out there, you know? Like, and she just was like, do what you want. And I think I made the video. I don't remember. But then at that point was when I saw a huge switch in what Amberlynn Reid was doing. And I noticed, like, I would watch a video of hers, and there was, like, 10% of, like, the old innocent Amber. When I say innocent Amber, I know that people are just going to let me have it for it. But what I'm talking about is, like, the early years. When she really hadn't fed into this, let's do 100 days of weigh-ins, and let me show you my exercises. Sometimes I take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. I'm talking about where she was just doing, like, candy hauls and sitting in her apartment talking. She wasn't really feeding into a lot of that then. And I can remember I was watching, I don't remember which video it was. It was after the Burger King was hidden in the microwave and she said she was on a diet. It was after that, because I remember I covered that. And then I watched some video of hers. It may have been the one where she was like, let me show you my exercise routine. And she was like in her living room. And there was like, I feel like there was somebody sitting on the couch. And she was like, sometimes I take 2 steps forward, then I take 2 steps back. Then if I'm not too tired, I take a step to the left. And I was like, she is totally fucking feeding into this. And I cannot be part of this anymore. I just can't. I'm not going to watch this. When you are willing to monetize your health, and your poor health, and you're willing to monetize that and make money off of it, I'm out. Like, I can't do that anymore, you know? Like, I don't know. For me, it just was like, I just couldn't be a part of it anymore. You know, and I wished her the best, but what I realized after our conversation and then watching these videos, and I think, you know, I would check in from time to time, and what I realized was it had escalated from 2 steps forward and 2 steps back to like 80% to 90% of her videos were all about that. And all the comments in the comment sections were completely, I don't even know if I would say they were all negative. They were critical. And so there was like no positive comments on her videos anymore. And I was like, oh. And I remember before that, because she talks a lot about money in this live stream, so I do want to bring this up. Amberlynn Reid at one point posted, because we all talked about it, the drama channels, she posted what she made a month on YouTube. And at that point, and this is probably 6 or 7 years ago, she was making between $10,000 and $12,000 off of one channel a month, okay? And that was 5 or 6 years ago. So she's got to be making even better money now. Her views are like, have doubled that now, right? So let's say she's making $15,000 to $20,000 a month. I mean, that is a lot of income to be losing in a month. I don't know why you're not saving any of it. I don't understand that, honestly, but, so for me, like, when she started feeding into what she considered the hate and the negativity, I just was kind of like out, to be honest with you. Like, I am not somebody, I know a lot of people like, you know, enjoy hate watch. That's just not my thing. Like, I like to watch a lot of like pageantry, drag pageantry on YouTube. I like to watch like, this was so funny. I started watching somebody the other night, and I was like, oh, I got to mention this in a YouTube video because people will crack up about it. I watch, like, all the singing competitions, like, the auditions for it, like Britain's Got Talent, American Idol. I watch the stupidest stuff on YouTube because I watch so many TV shows and movies now because I cover it for my channels. But anyway, so I would kind of, like, you know, cover her from here to there. But, like, this was the thing. I would make a video about Amberlynn Reid, and it would just be like tons of comments, and people would be like, oh my God, Peter's inner girl world, and I want to hear what he has to say about it. I'm like, I did this 9 years ago, you know, like, and like I said, I probably should have kept up with it, you know. I have a lot more savings now, but I was like, this was the thing. If you didn't keep up with every detail of Amberlynn's life, then you couldn't do commentary on it. That's why I say for the commentary channels out there, God bless you, because I couldn't keep up with it. No, true story. I couldn't keep up with it. To watch all that and take notes and do reactions and all that, it's too much. It's too much over one person. No, like, I mean, I cover different people over here, so it doesn't, if I was covering just one person every single day, I don't know that I could do it. I really don't. And I will be honest and say that I did think about it. There was a point that I did think about covering Amberlynn Reid, because I would do a video and the response, honestly, was so positive. People would say, oh, you're kind of a different voice, or blah, 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 whatever. I think there's a lot of different voices out there now that are doing commentary, and much better than I would ever do about Amberlynn Reid. So anyway, I just was kind of like, I did a video, and people were like, do this, blah, 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 whatever. And then I would like dip out or whatever, and I wouldn't do an Amberlynn Reid video for a long time. So I haven't really kept up with her, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, every once in a while I'll see something like she's got a new girlfriend, or she's got a job. Apparently she got some typing job or something like that. I saw people making fun of it. And like, that's the kind of stuff that makes me laugh. It's like, I still like on my Instagram, that one like video clip of hers where she's like, I remember watching it in a video where she like orders, like these are when I talk about the innocent days, I'm talking about before, like now Amber does this shit for clicks and views. But back in the day, like, it was really, truly, like, she didn't, like, realize it. I don't know if this clip is from that era. Like, the shirt, like, the torrid shirt, like, that was, like, she really, truly did not know it wasn't a dress. Like, if you watched her back then, you know what I'm talking about. And, like, this is one of the things that we don't talk about on YouTube. Like, it is really hard, negatively or positively, to build an audience that will watch literally everything you do. Amber did that. She was able to do that. You know, I mean, now it's like 90% of people that like, I don't even know that I would call it hate watching necessarily. I think that people watch her because it's like, what is she going to do next? Well, she did that herself. She chose to do that herself. As a drama commentary channel that looks at people's motives and is interested in like what people do, it was very, very, you can go back and fact check all of my Amberlynn Reid videos. I've said this for a very long time. It was very obvious to me that comment that she said to me about like, it doesn't matter what you do because people are going to hate me anyway, she fed into that for the paycheck. She started doing things that people would talk about. You know, she has such a beef with commentary channels, but she's literally doing things in videos that she's giving commentary channels the information for them to talk about. She didn't have to do that. She could have kept all that stuff offline, you know? She chose to continue to like do that stuff that people were going to talk about on there, you know? And Amber has had a lot of things in her life that make me really, really sad. I will say that. Like, as a human being, I feel for Amber on some level. But like I said, when I dipped out, it was like, okay, you're compromising your physical health for a paycheck. So that was when I kind of checked out. So this last week, I think she put the live stream up. Hold on, I had a hard time finding it. Did she take all of her videos down? Did YouTube take down her videos? Had they been down for a while? I mean, I have not checked her thing. She says something about she'll put up a community post. Her community tab isn't even open on her YouTube. So did like YouTube take all that away? I'm confused. I don't understand. So anyway, and I had to reach out to a couple people to explain this to me because I was like, I don't understand what's going on with Amberlynn, and I haven't kept up with her for a while. So she put this live stream up. It was 47 minutes. I watched the entire thing. Here it is. And it's called The End of an Era. Well, this was from 6 days ago. It's sitting at 116,000 views. So I had started seeing people, I'm trying to think of who it was first. I didn't really understand it. Okay, so Zachary Michael put up this like Instagram story, and it was like YouTubers, when they're demonetized, they like apply for like a job or something like that. And it was like, and I could tell that he was like imitating Amberlynn, but I didn't understand it. And this must have been like the day that she put up this live stream. I didn't understand it. So, but I thought it was funny, okay? Then there's like 2 or 3 other commentary channels every once in a while that cover Amberlynn Reid and some other people, Chantal and stuff like that, that I had like seen that, like I saw their titles come up. So I usually watch YouTube videos on the weekend. So I was like kind of waiting until this weekend to watch it. And so I screenshot them. I'm so old school. I don't save them. I screenshot them. And so I screenshot them, and they had done, you know, videos about like, Amberlynn Reid leaves YouTube, Amberlynn Reid quitting YouTube, Amberlynn Reid, and a lot of them were talking about her being demonetized. And I was like, is this for real? Like, we hear this a lot, you know, like certain people like James Charles was demonetized for a while, Shane Dawson was demonetized for like a while, for like 6 months. And I was like, Amberlynn Reid, like, is she like demonetized? Like, that's hard to happen on YouTube. I want to make that very clear. Like, it's hard to have that happen on YouTube. So I was like, and honestly, I'm not a believer that just like mass reporting by all these different accounts is enough that would do that. I think it would lead people, I think it would lead YouTube to open their eyes and be like, okay, maybe we need to take a closer look at what's going on. But I don't believe that alone would do that. And she says in the video that she appealed it. When it gets to a appeal level on YouTube where, and it's, at that point, it's not automated. Like I've talked to enough people at YouTube, I know this. It's not automated at that point where you're appealing your channel being demonetized, okay? Like, you're talking, real people are reviewing it at that point. So real people are going in and watching her videos. Now, I reached out to a couple different people and asked a couple different people what was going on because I was so confused. She basically alludes to it in this video that it was just like mass reporting that happened. I got a couple different stories. Some people were saying that people were reporting her videos, that the reporting option has changed, and it now has, like, eating disorder things, and that Eugenia Cooney being reported on TikTok and things has been, like, a huge issue with all this, and, like, Amberlynn Reid has been mentioned in some of that. Somebody said something to me about the fact that, and I'm not mentioning the people that I talked to because I don't know if they want me saying that it came from them, but it was several different people that I talked to that know about Amberlynn Reid and cover her regularly much better than I do. Somebody said something to me about the fact that like a reporter or somebody reached out to like YouTube for comment about something to do with like these like foodie channels, and then YouTube took a closer look at Amberlynn Reid. Now that would make sense to me, okay? That would make sense to me that something like that would happen because a lot of people at the time that James Charles incident happened in Shane Dawson, a lot of people were reporting their channels too. That didn't do it. It was when the articles were written. And I think that's something that people don't really know. It was when the articles were written and people were and like Morphe like pulled like, you know, Jeffree Star's thing for the racist comments and stuff like that. That's when YouTube stepped in and was like, okay, we're being forced into a position. It was like when reporters were reaching out to them. So I have to really believe that might be it, okay? Well, if that's the case, then that really has nothing to do, I mean, she seems so pissed at the commentary channels, even though she says in her live stream, she says, I would never wish this to happen to anybody, even the commentary channels, and I hope that they continue to make money or something like that. And I thought, that almost kind of seems a little bit to me like a hint. I don't know. Like, to me, it felt a little weird the way that she said it in there. I mean, she says in there that she gracefully accepts, I don't know the wording, I'm making it my own words, but she basically says she gracefully accepts YouTube's decision to demonetize her. Seriously? I'd be pissed about that. Like, okay, or change up your, I don't know, like, I was so confused about this. And in all honesty, when I started watching it, like, there were a lot, I felt so many different ways. Like, I definitely do not know Amber the way that commentary channels do, or the people that watch her regularly. I mean, like, I don't know her at all like that. But I have watched her off and on for a long time that I do feel like I know her enough. And, like, I'll be honest with you, like, it made me sad. Like, the video kind of made me sad. I was like, this really, truly is an end of an era. Like, but then there were things that were confusing to me. Like, she says at the beginning of it, like, all her friends were like, just get on there and be yourself, be authentic. And she says that it's really hard for her to do that. And, like, when she's sitting in front of the camera, like, she all of a sudden just becomes, like, basically a character is what she says. She doesn't use those words. I was waiting for her to say a character, but she doesn't say that. And I'm like, okay, so basically you just confirmed what everybody has been saying about you for 10 years, is that you're trolling on camera. She mentions Trisha Paytas. I knew that she loved Trisha Paytas. She told me that back in the day when we talked, how much she loved Trisha Paytas. And so she's always emulated Trisha Paytas, but she's emulated Trisha Paytas' like trolling years. And I think she really thought that it was going to work for her or something. I don't know. Like, a lot of people are saying she got reported for this and reported for that. I don't like know her that deeply anymore. There was a part of it that made me kind of sad. And the reason why is Because it never had to happen. Like, this never had to happen to Amberlynn. And this is her own doing to some degree. Like, she decided at some point, like, I am going to start giving them what they want. I also don't understand the part about where she's talking about it's hard to be authentic on camera. Like, I've gone back and watched some of my very first videos. Like, I started on Booktube. My very first Booktube video is so cringe. I'm sitting at the table downstairs. I'm so uncomfortable. You know, my first couple years of my drama channel, like, when I'm flipping a fan and stuff like that, like, she's been on YouTube for 13 years. I've been on for 9, okay? Like, back those early years, I suffer greatly from social anxiety. I have talked about it for a long time on YouTube. YouTube really helped me get over social anxiety. What you are seeing right now is like if you talk to me on the phone. Any of my friends would attest to that. What you see right now is me talking on the phone. It's not a whole lot different. I mean, me flipping a fan and being like, hey, you guys, peace. I mean, that's not me, okay? Like, that's an exaggerated version of me. But me talking to you right now, like, this is the authentic Peter Monn that you're getting. And YouTube has really helped me to feel comfortable in that. So the fact that 13 years later, and you can watch I vlog every single day from my front porch. It's just me talking to my camera. I mean, the fact that after 13 years, she's coming out and saying that she's a really difficult time being authentic on camera. To be honest with you, I really don't understand that sentiment. As somebody that struggles greatly with social anxiety and knows that a lot of people are watching my videos, some people like them, some people don't, and that, like, I'm opening myself up to criticism, like, this has really helped me get through that and kind of really not kind of, greatly helped me feel comfortable in my own skin. So her saying that is so bizarre to me, like, after 13 years. And what you've said basically is that you've been a character online and then you're feeding into all this stuff. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. The other thing I don't understand is that, so basically the video, her live stream of 47 minutes, she says in there she don't want to cry, but she knows she's going to cry and stuff like that. There was a part of me that, like, it really did kind of feel for Amber, honestly. I was like, I've thought a lot, and I've talked about this in my vlog channel. I've thought a lot about, like, what would be my last video when I sign off. Like, I've really thought about that, like, what I would say. Like, it even kind of almost makes me kind of emotional to think about it right now because YouTube is such a huge part of my life. But I don't know that, like, my last video, and I understand that she's pissed because she got demonetized, but I don't know that my last video would be talking about CPMs, which are how you make money on YouTube. It's how advertisers pay you per 1,000 views, and getting demonetized. I don't know. Like, I think I would be thanking the people that watched me for all these years and maybe some of my favorite videos and the memories that I had. I don't know. Like, to me, I just was like, she goes in there and she talks about her CPMs had gone down, which I just want to make this clear. I think this is very, very interesting, okay? So she goes in and talks about her CPMs. You can Google search what CPMs are, but CPMs are basically how much you get paid per like 1,000 views on your channel, okay? So like if your CPM, let's just throw this out, is $10 and you get 1,000 views in your video, you make $10 for that video, if that makes sense, okay? But per your video, per your channel, everyone is different. You can go into your channel and you can look up what your CPMs are. Now, I have to tell you what's interesting about the fact that she brought this up in her finale, okay, is that I don't ever go look at my CPMs. Until about a year ago, I didn't even know where you could look in the Creator app for it. I knew on the computer, but I didn't know on your phone in Creator app where to go look for it. I was talking to somebody else and they were like, oh, you can go look it up here. I didn't even realize, okay? But here's the thing, your CPM like ebbs and flows. I hardly ever look at mine. It ebbs and flows. So for her to realize, she says in there that her CPM has been going down for a very, very long time, okay? Well, that has nothing to do with YouTube. And she kind of insinuates that it does. It has to do with the ad placement. And it really has to do, if you look it up, with the auction of ads. Like, if somebody's going to place an ad on your video, it has a lot to do with your audience. It has a lot to do with the age group of your audience. Like, for example, okay, people have asked me about, like, my CPMs. I'm not one to talk a lot about money. I'm just not, like, I have before, but I'm just not. And, you know, what I have found is that, like, my CPMs are a little bit higher, I think, because my audience is a little bit older, the majority of my audience. But the fact that hers are going down has nothing to do with YouTube, okay? What it would have to do with is, number one, her audience retention. It means that people are not watching her videos as long. Well, this is why I think she's pissed at the commentary channels, because they're watching their reactions to her videos, because she mentions this in there. She's like, I'm getting basically in trouble for my videos, but commentary channels aren't getting in trouble and they're reacting to my videos. Okay, well, you're putting it up there, and that's fair use. So maybe that's why she took down her videos, or YouTube took, I don't know. I don't know if she did it, or she privatized them, or YouTube took them down. I have no idea. But, but anyway, if her CPM is going down, number one, because advertisers are not wanting to place ads on her videos anymore. It has nothing to do with YouTube, okay? Like, it has a little bit, but not really. It has to do with advertisers and sales. It's a whole marketing thing, right? And they're looking at how long are people watching your videos. So if you're doing a 3-hour live stream and people are dipping out at 10 minutes, no advertisers are going to put their ads in there. They're going to be like, why would I? They're also looking at the age group, the demographic, who has the most money to spend, who has the most money to spend on this specific ad. Are you mentioning things in here like this, like that, blah, 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 whatever. So for me, like, it's interesting to me that the camera stopped. It's interesting to me that she goes into this whole thing about CPMs, which means that she's kept a very close eye on CPMs. I don't ever watch. I really don't ever watch, because the fluctuation in my money is dependent on how much I hustle. That's just the truth. Like, the fluctuation in how much money I make in a month has everything to do with how many videos I put out, or the quality of my videos, or like, I mean, obviously, like, my sister wives videos, like, not a lot of people are watching them, but that's a niche community. So sometimes those videos do better than a video about Jeffree Star, because people, even if a Jeffree Star video gets more views. So, like, yes, you could consider her a niche community, but unless they're putting ads on there, and I'm just using this as an example, okay, about like keto diets, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, things like that, then there's not a lot of people that would want to put their ads. It's why, like, when you watch like beauty influencers, they have beauty ads on there, okay? It's like when you watch movie reviewers, they have movie ads on their videos, okay? Well, cars, beauty, movie, hotels, travel, those ads pay a higher price, okay? I don't know what ad she was getting on her video, but this CPM must have gone greatly down. Probably because people weren't watching her videos for very long, because she decided to stop doing videos. She says in there the last couple months she realized that her CPMs were going down. Well, she stopped posting videos a couple months ago and just did live streams. If she had kept up posting videos, her CPMs would have kept on going up. Okay, but people aren't dedicated to watching a 3-hour live stream. They'd rather watch a reaction to it. I have a lot of people in my sister wives videos that say they don't even watch the show. They just watch my reactions to it because I say everything that happens in the show. You know? So to me, it was weird that she brought that up. Like, I don't know. Like, this is your last video that you're going out on. And then somebody in the live stream says, well, you come back from time to time. And she's like, she kind of hesitates, but she doesn't want to say no, because she knows if I want to film a video next week, I'm going to come back and film a video, and I don't want people saying I thought you left for good. She talks a lot about her cat being sick in here, and that having to go to the vet, and she doesn't know where she's going to have the money from it and stuff like that. And then she throws up her Cash App in there, and that her mom and her grandma or aunt or somebody like offered to pay for the cat to, I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for her for that. I really do. Like, that kind of pet stuff is really sad. I feel bad for her. The Cash App thing was very interesting to me. Like, if tomorrow, like, all my channels were demonetized, I don't think there's really many influencers out there that haven't thought, like, if YouTube went away tomorrow, like, what would I do next? If TikTok went away tomorrow, what would I do next? Like, I don't think there's a lot of influencers out there that haven't, like, once you've made this your job, that haven't really thought that way. The majority of the people that I've talked to have savings. I mean, early on, and I mean, this is a ridiculously high percentage, but I take 38% of everything that I make every month, and I put it into a savings account just for taxes and pay quarterly taxes and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to me that, like, she talks about her savings and there is for taxes, so she can't touch that, which I understand that. But why are you not thinking ahead a little bit? I mean, if you're making $10,000 to $12,000 a month, that for sitting at home making videos, which this is like when people complain about what we do, we work from home. I don't edit my videos. Her videos are horribly edited as well, okay? Like, she sits on a live stream for 3 hours and makes $10,000 to $15,000 a month. Please, Amber, cry me a river, okay? Like, that you didn't think this through years ago. I mean, I don't know. Like, I really, to be honest with you, like, and like, when I was watching it, I kind of was like, okay, if you were in this position, what would you do? Well, I would think that immediately I would probably put up my information behind a paywall. Amber has enough people that love her that if she went to Patreon, or if she went to, like, even, I'm not talking about a sexualized OnlyFans. If she did an OnlyFans and started posting like videos or live streams, like, or went to Twitch and did live stream, I mean, like, one of the things about OnlyFans is, and I'm not talking about this from like a sexual point of view. I know when I say that, people are going to like laugh and joke. I'm talking about if she posted what she was posting on her YouTube channel on OnlyFans, like that's copywritten information. You can't take that down and record it. So the commentary channels couldn't steal that, basically. They could respond to it, but that would be difficult. Patreon, I don't think is the same way, but if she put it behind a Patreon, now people are saying she doesn't want to go to TikTok because TikTok pays on PayPal. A couple people told me this, and that there was something to do with PayPal with her. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to speak to that. I don't think she wants to go to TikTok because I think she knows that, like, she's not stupid. I mean, I think she's stupid financially, but she's not stupid when it comes to, like, figuring things out. If Eugenia Cooney is getting, like, people are, like, having issues with her over on TikTok, Amber's going to have the same issues on TikTok that she has on YouTube. That's just how it goes. So that's why she's not wanting to go to TikTok. But I'm like watching this and she's dropping a Cash App. And I'm like, you're dropping a Cash App in a live stream video that you're doing on here that you're going to leave up, but you're not ever going to make any more videos to mention your Cash App or do live stream. So how are people going to keep on coming back to this to drop you money that want to send you money? Like, you not filming videos, whether they're making money or not, you could get in a video and say, I'm not making any money in this video, you guys, because I'm demonetized, but if you want to send me some money, here's my Cash App. Like, that would be one way to make some money, you know? She talks in there about cameos. I love some cameos, doing cameos, okay? But I don't know that cameos are going to pay all your bills. Why not put it behind a Patreon paywall? Why not? I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand her thinking. And she's like, well, I'm going to have to go get like a real job and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. Like, I'm very confused by all of it. And this has been like a process that's been going on for a week. Then somebody said she was like live streaming on Instagram answering questions. Girl, like, you're at a point, like, and she says in there something about like, she needs like all the money. I don't know. I'm just really confused about this whole situation. Part of me feels sad because it's like Amberlynn Reid is gone from YouTube. Like, that truly is an end of an era, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of like, but you did this a little bit to yourself, Amber, and like you knew what you were doing. And like, I mean, a lot of people were saying this in videos. I mean, I made videos. Rarely did I make videos, and I would say, you're monetizing your physical health. And a lot of other commentary channels were saying that. A lot of people were saying that. When I read the comments underneath this live stream, I have to be honest with you, like, I was kind of blown away. Like, the #1 comment that has 2.4 thousand views says, how do you have no savings after 10 plus years on here? I don't, like, that is baffling to me. Like, I know people on YouTube that have had some horrific shit happen in their life, and like their savings are depleted and things like that. I understand that with like medical issues and things. Like, I totally get that, right? But like, to have no savings, I mean, like, I've said this for a long time, like, the majority of us do well and live low. Like, there's no reason to not, I mean, even if she at over 10 years put $500 a month in a savings. I mean, I have these conversations with people because at the time that I started on YouTube, I saw people that hadn't paid their taxes online and were making videos about it and blah, 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 whatever. And that was like a warning sign to me. When I would talk to people back in the day, they would say to me, make sure you get an accountant, make sure that you get a financial advisor, make sure that you do this, make sure, and I did all those things. So I don't understand how Amberlynn making 10 to 15, maybe more than that, she could have been making $20,000, $30,000 a month, $40,000, I don't know. How she didn't save any of that, start buying a house, like, I don't understand that. Like, I mean, and I know people that have had a lot of, like I said, medical issues, hardships that have happened to them. That makes sense to me, okay? And she has had some of that happen. But to completely deplete all of her income, not to mention that, like, years ago, she was offered a reality show. I know that was true because I talked to somebody on one of the reality shows, and they said to me that they had reached out to Amberlynn asking her if she wanted to be on the show. Amberlynn, they said, I can get you on the show, okay? It was a cast member on the show. Amberlynn declined. So I do know that that is fact. I talked to that person on the phone, okay? I FaceTimed that person, and they said, I asked Amberlynn Reid, and no, it was not Amy Slayton. They said, I asked Amber if she wanted to be on the show, and she said no. She had no desire to be on a show. It was a TLC show. They could get her own show, or she could be on the show. She had no desire to be on the show. So you turn down all these opportunities to make money on YouTube. You know, it's like, people say all this stuff about Amy and Tammy Slayton. Tammy Slayton looks fantastic, living her best life. Amy Slayton just got married. They're now making bankroll on TLC. I know what they're making. They started at $1,500 a month. And this is where Amber got greedy. Because when they offered it to her, they probably said, we'll pay you $1,500 an episode. She's like, I can make more than that on YouTube. So she said no. Amy and Tammy Slayton, I know that they were making like $1,000 to $1,500 an episode. They're not anymore. They're making a lot more than that now. Because they stayed with it for the long haul. And they were authentic on camera, mostly, you know? Mostly. Mostly. Okay. So I don't understand how after 10 years you don't have $1,000. I don't understand it. People are saying all this kind of stuff. Good thing you still have your job at the typing factory. Like, this is where I don't keep up with it enough. A lot of people are talking about how smug she's been on her YouTube videos. Like, I don't watch her close enough, but somebody said, imagine being smug for years, mocking your audience, cashing the checks, acting above it all. And the second YouTube demonetizes you, show up crying, begging for sympathy like you didn't treat everyone like trash. Actions have consequences, sweetheart. That is 724 likes on it. And a lot of people are saying all this kind of stuff about it. People are talking about money she spent on Lego sets. Somebody said, I thought you had a job, Amber. Somebody's like, you still don't get it. I mean, a lot. There's, what's this one? Apparently this is a quote of Amber's that said, if YouTube falls through, I would apply to jobs. I'd flick burgers if I had to, said Amberlynn. Well, this is the thing to me. Like, Amber doesn't have to do that. Amber has acquired, like, what is her channel? Hold on a second. Amber has acquired a channel of 257,000 subscribers. Even if she went over to Patreon and she set her Patreon kind of high, I bet she'd get 1,000 to 5,000 people that would subscribe to her Patreon. You know, over there, she could put different tiers and whatever up. She could make money on a Patreon. I don't understand why she's dropping a Cash App. What is this, 1996? Like, to me, that's weird. Like, that's a weird move. I mean, I understand the Cash App is for her cat's surgery, which apparently was last Friday. I hope the cat is okay. I mean, honestly, I do. I don't wish that on Amber or the cat or anything like that. But, like, I don't understand it. I'm confused. And I'm also, like, for me, like, one of the things I don't understand about this, and, like, I would not want myself and anybody to be demonetized. I have never striked a channel. I have never done any of that. I have never called a sponsor on anybody. I've never tried to take somebody's money out of their pocket. Do what you got to do, but that is not me, okay? I don't want to be part of any of that. But I guess for me, like, what I don't understand is, like, she talks in there about how much she loves YouTube. I fucking love YouTube. Do you know how many channels I have that make, like, literally no money? Like, none. My Peterisms channel that I post on 4 to 5 times a week, 3 to 5 times a week, I might make $30 or $40 a month. YouTube doesn't even pay you unless you make $100 a month. So it takes, like, 3 months for me to even get a paycheck. And sometimes I don't even make that in 3 to 4 months. My Booktube channel, I hardly ever make any money on that. You know, like, I don't understand. Like, I have a lot of channels over there that don't, I don't understand it. Like, you love YouTube so much, but now you're demonetized, so you're not going to post any videos, but you want to drop a Cash App. Like, I understand times are tough, drop a Cash App, but times are tough for your audience, too. And I'll be honest with you, I had a hard time when I went in here finding any really supportive comments. Like, anybody saying in here, this is where you've really screwed the pooch, Amber, okay? And that you should have listened to people back in the day. Because you don't even really have any supportive comments underneath there. When I started covering you, like I said, it was 30-70. You had 70% of people covering you. And I don't know if those people are afraid to leave comments underneath there anymore, or they're afraid they're just going to get lost in the mix or whatever. I don't know. I do believe that Amber still has some fans out there and people that love her. I really do believe that. But, like, at some point you lost the plot. And just like, you're like, I'm going to just feed into all the negativity that you consider negativity. And so that's where you lost it. But, you know, like, when you talk about authenticity, I feel like those early years with you, Amber, if you're watching this, I feel like those early years with you were authentic. I feel like those early years with you where you were, like, in the kitchen with Destiny and you were, like, you know, packing lunch boxes. And I felt like that was the Amberlynn Reid that a lot of people fell in love with, because it was that aloofness and that you were completely unaware. But then you took that because people laughed at that, and you took it and you turned it into a character. And then you risked your physical health over monetization and a paycheck. And that ultimately is what screwed you. Like, had you stayed authentic to begin with, I don't know. Like, I'm confused about it. But it is the end of an era, so I guess we're going to see what, I don't believe she's gone for good. I just don't. But she did say that she appealed to YouTube, and they said that, no, you're gone. So that surprised me, that she appealed to it. And she said there's like 5 questions, and you like talk to she said she talked to somebody, I think, on there or whatever. I don't know. Like, she didn't really say, that was interesting to me too, that she didn't really say, and maybe she did in her live stream on Instagram, I don't know. But there you're giving away more free content that you're so worried about money, and you're getting on Instagram doing a live stream. Girl, put it behind a paywall if you need the money. I mean, this doesn't take brain science. Have one of your friends set you up a Patreon. It takes 5 minutes. I don't understand this. You know, like, start a Twitch. Do your live streams on Twitch. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, but anyway, so, like, she says in there that she, like, appealed it, but then she doesn't talk about, like, she says in there they asked me, like, 5 questions or whatever, and she talked to somebody, or she had to film a video or whatever. Well, what were the 5 questions? Like, she doesn't say any of that. I don't know, I don't know. I mean, it makes me sad, but at the same time, I'm like, I think a lot of people that have covered for her for a long time probably saw this coming. Anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. To be honest with you, I am just kind of, like, miffed by the whole thing. I'm just like, seriously? Like, Amberlynn Reid is, like, gone? She's, like, she's left YouTube? Like, she'll do something. She'll figure, I mean, that Cash App ain't gonna make her a lot of money. Cash Apps don't make a lot of people a lot of money, period. It was a few people, but not a lot of people. So, I don't know what she thinks that Cash App's gonna do, but, like, I mean, it's not gonna pay her rent every month. So, I mean, she's either gonna have to go get a job, or she's going, if she truly doesn't have any savings, or she's gonna have to figure out some way to maneuver this to a different platform. I don't know why she's not doing that already. This would have been the video to announce that in. Like, hey, I'm moving over to Patreon. Like, I don't know. I just am confused about it. Unless she filmed this video, like, right after she found out. But she says in there about doing her makeup and talking to her friends. So there was obviously a lot of conversations that occurred. Anyway, I am confused. But let me know what you think about all of it in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.